We're nearly done, but just before we finish, we will have a word from the people who set up the booth upstairs. I've heard that many of you have gone and checked it out. This Just Say No, dispatches from an alternative reality where the war on drugs never happened. This project was put together by the designers Isak Gundrudsen, Natalia Moisech, and Enrique Encinas. Yes, okay. Natalia is a digital UI designer, and together with experienced designer Isak, co-founder of the creative studio Alchemist. Enrique is associate professor in interaction design at the Oslo School of Architecture and Design. Their project was to create a playful and creative experience which could help us imagine and co-create more responsible, safer, and more humane futures together. Please welcome to the stage Natalia, Isak, and Enrique.
No pressure. Hi, everyone. So we are super excited to present to you the design intervention that I think you might have seen upstairs that has been running for the past 2 days. What was that about? So the Nordic Reform Conference is a fascinating event, as you have experienced, where a thriving community of very different people learn together about drug policy reform, harm reduction, and human rights. So we wanted to know more about you. About us, the community that gathered here for the past 2 days, and then share back what we found. In particular, we wanted to explore your memories and experiences of the past. We wanted to know about your hopes and fears for the future, and then how all these relate to the present that we share here at the Nordic Reform Conference. Now, Isak, Natalia, and myself use design as a research tool, and that's why we invited you all to participate in a rather creative and performative activity that we titled Just Say No. The design intervention began with introductory question about your interest. We ask things like, what are the reasons that brought you here today? What issues and concerns are you dealing with professionally or otherwise that intersect with Nordic reform? And what would you like to learn or know more about during this conference?
Okay, I started the movie a little bit late. Let's finish it first. I was silent. I'll just wait awkward there. Soon, just second left. Okay, good. Yes, and then we invited you into an alternate timeline that we created, where the war on drugs never happened. We did this by simple exhibition design. We sort of created a space where you come in, there's a screen telling you this video, and we just replaced plants with Lego plants to make it feel.
Put a carpet.
And put a carpet. Felt like a different reality. And in this reality, all the billions spent on the war on drugs were spent on harm reduction, education, research. There was no issues with drugs in this reality. There's no reason to have Nordic reform. There's no reason to be here. Here at this event, it was a lot of reasons to be in that reality because it seemed cool. But yet we wanted to find out the deeper meaning of what drove all of you to come here, except drugs. So by sort of putting you into this alternate space, we asked you, there is still an event going on. What is it? And why are you here? To try to figure out the underlying motivation and drive that got you here. And we got a lot of interesting replies.
Yes. Some of you would be attending conference about food, social housing, erotic festivals, conferences about human consciousness, and events trying to map out the alternate states of reality. Many of you would like to help people get better at analytical thinking and active listening to tackle topics, such topics as how we think about human nature, how we create laws and norms, and how we govern. Again, as designers, we turn the insights you shared with us into a visual narrative, and those are some of the examples based on your answers that we just put through Midjourney. And yeah. And then the last question that we asked was about what would need to happen in the real world so that you could make this transition from drug policy reform to the conferences that you mentioned earlier. And what we heard back is that you all would be able to move forward, but only if you would feel like there's no need to repeat, explain, and educate people about why the current situation is just not working, what is harm reduction, why we need harm reduction initiatives, and why we should, at the very least, try to change how the current situation looks like. And it became clear that we would all really appreciate reaching a place where we don't have to say all over again the same thing, using different words to the same people. So we already talked about how can we improve it, so we hope we can do it next time. And thank you everyone for joining us on the trip to the alternative reality and sharing with us what you have discovered. Thank you so much.